Will Smith responded to Chris Rock's comedy special, Selective Outrage. The comedian spoke for the first time in great detail about the Oscar slap of 2022, which will live on in infamy. The altercation between Will and Chris occurred live on March 27, 2022, at the 94th Annual Academy Awards ceremony, when the Saturday Night Live veteran made an offensive remark about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. "Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, I can't wait to see you," Rock said, comparing Jada's buzz cut to Demi Moore's in the 1997 film G.I. Jane. Jada has gone public with her years-long battle with alopecia, an autoimmune illness that damages hair follicles and can cause hair loss and baldness. She was plainly offended by Chris's remark and rolled her eyes as he justified the humor. Then, Will stepped onto the stage and struck the comedian. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at "I'll Sue Him." Will Smith reacts to Chris Rock making over $40 million for bullying him. Yeah, you heard it right. Although the live show rapidly began to suppress the conversation between Will and Chris, overseas broadcast of uncensored material exposed what the actors actually said. "Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me," Chris said in disbelief. Will could be heard demanding from a distance, telling the comic not to speak about Jada. "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth," he screamed twice. Despite the King Richard actor's public apology, the two remained estranged, and Chris revealed the drama in his new Netflix special. What response did Will Smith have to Chris Rock's Selective Outrage? According to multiple reports, not particularly well. Will is embarrassed and hurt by what Chris said about him and his family in his Netflix special. He didn't watch it, but he had people tell him what Chris said. A source told ET. Will and Jada have seen comments about it on the internet and on social media since it is ubiquitous. Will apologized to Chris and would like for Chris to let it go, the source added. Will has worked on himself and he is banned from the Oscars for 10 years. He believes that this is sufficient and wants Chris to move on so that he and everyone else may do the same. Will is also furious that Netflix was involved and finds Chris's repeated insults to Jada to be under the belt. He finds it offensive that Netflix has provided Chris with a platform to spread these beliefs. Though the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air actor still has a lot to say since he felt terrible for so long about smacking Chris at the Oscars, he tried unsuccessfully to make amends in the best way that he could with Chris. Throughout his performance, Chris made jokes about the smack by stating, "Words hurt. Anyone who claims that words do not hurt has never been hurt in the face." Will was referred to as Suge Smith as a reference to the incarcerated Death Row Records CEO, Suge Knight, who was sentenced to 28 years in prison for manslaughter in 2018. Rock was taking out his anger over Will's wife's entanglement with musician August Alsina, which was discussed on her show Red Table Talk in 2020. "She hurt him way more than he hurt me," Rock said. "Whom did he hit? He knew he could beat me, a guy? That is some bitch ass shit," he said. Will Smith is much larger than I am. Will Smith has appeared in films without a shirt on, but you have never seen me do so. If I'm in a movie getting open heart surgery, I've got a sweater on, Chris said. Will Smith played Muhammad Ali in a movie. "Do you believe I auditioned for this role? I had the role of Pookie in New Jack City." He admitted that he was a fan of Will when he was opening for Run DMC, but now I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped, referencing where Will played Slave Peter during the Emancipation Proclamation era. He concluded his part with a question he was repeatedly asked. "Chris, why didn't you do anything back that night?" "Because I have parents and was raised," he stated. "You know what my parents told me? Don't fight in front of white people." After the Netflix special, Chris was ready to move on. According to The Insider, he spoke everything he intended to say. According to the source, it was humorous, self-effacing, and thought-provoking. According to a second source, Will relies on his family for support. Family is important to him, and he depended on them. Following the incident, according to the source, it has all helped him look inside and mature. He is better, but still remorseful. Will listened to people who sought to help him and believes that he has become a better person as a result. A second source told Page 6 that the comic has not yet received an apology. Will did call Chris last year after the Oscars, but Chris didn't pick up. Since then, they have not spoken. Chris was open for a call until Will made his public apologies, and then all of those Red Table Talk discussions. The purpose of Will's two public apologies was to protect his personal reputation, a source informed the website. Will has not apologized to Chris Rock in person, and Chris isn't expecting it. The source said that the comedy set was closure for Chris. He wanted to do that in a safe space. Will claimed in his July 2022 apology video titled "It's Been a Minute" that he had gone out to Chris, who declined to speak with him because he was not ready yet. "I'm here whenever you're ready to talk," he said in the message to the Madagascar voice actor, Will said. "I've gone out to Chris, and the response I received was that he's not ready to chat, but he will reach out when he is. I apologize to you, Chris, for this oversight. My conduct was unacceptable, and I'm available whenever you're ready to discuss it." So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.